Okay, so to review the second case in the Mishnah, we have Moida Rebbe Yoshua ba'omer lechavero sadezu shalavicha hayasa. Okay, so this used to be belonging to your father, and I bought it from him. That he is now. So the guy who says that I bought it from the father, he's believed because peshazahu shepesha hitter. So the Pash Pshah here, and again, as we're going into the sugi, it's a Migu. The guy is a Migu lahadam means lo hayu devarim ma'olam. So I say that none of this ever happened. So the guy is on the field and he could just say, I'm here, this is mine, and it wasn't your father's and it was nothing. So then the Mishnah says, and if they were Adim, that it was belonging to your father, so therefore you can't just say nothing ever happened, because if nothing ever happened, then it goes back to the father. So therefore, and he says, I bought it from him, he's not believed, he needs a proof of it. Now the Gemara later on says, Velisni moide Rebbe Yeshua ba'omer lechavero. So it says, so in our Mishnah, we started off, we've said that moide Rebbe Yeshua ba'omer omer lechavero sada zu shalavicha. So the Gemara here says, Sada zu shalcha hayisa. So it belonged to your father. It'll belong to you, not to your father. V'lekachta mimcha. And I bought it from you. So the Mishnah says, it would belong to your father, and I bought it from your father. And the Gemara says, you should have said, I bought it from you, or it used to belong to you, and I bought it from you. So the obvious question is, why is this a better thing to have than the Mishnah? And the Mishnah really, is teaching the case of Pesha Os or Pesha Hitzer, whether it's a Migu, Deshasik, or whatever it is. Why is it better to teach Lekachta Mimecha? So Rashi says, Kevin Tetam Mishum De'ein Shor Shatoch Lifonav. And again, we saw that Rashi's Pshat was, that means no one's claiming from him. No one's giving him a taina. He's just on the field. And then he just says, oh, look at you. This used to belong to your father. So also here, Ushlahaya Adam Toveo. No one's saying anything to him. Mali shalaviv or mali shalo. What difference does it make if it's your father's, or what difference does it make if it's his? Well, off the top of my head, I would just say that if I say this used to be your father's, you'd be like, I don't know. And if I say, well, it used to be yours, well, you should really know. So I prefer to teach the case that it's your father's. Umay shana shalavicha dinaket. And why did I say from that it belonging to your father's? The way that Rashi says, umali. Rashi is saying that really there's no reason, there's no better reason to have I bought it from you, bought it from father. It's all the same. So since they're the same, I should then have it just direct as opposed to using your father. There's no real reason to have. It's a bit of a weak question. According to Rashi, since the cases are the same, the question of the Gemara is, why am I going like one generation beyond? Just say to you. Now, an obvious question here would be, what exactly is the case here? I say to you, this field used to be yours and I bought it from you. And what are you saying? You say, no, I don't know. It's a bit of a strange. Now Tosfot, he answers it completely. Listening, Moedi Rebbe Yeshua. Why should we? Because it's a Haved Rebuta Tevei. That's what we want. We want a nice, clean Gemara. That it's a Rebuta Tevei. We got a bigger Chiddush by saying that it's you and you. Why? To have a Bari V'Bari. Because our case here is Bari V'Bari. Why say to him, what was your father up to? He says, I have no idea. And now here in our case, he says, it's, I know for sure it's my field, get off it, and he still believed. Now, seemingly Tosfos should have, Tosfos' teretz should have been what Rashi said, and Rashi should, and Tosfos' teretz doesn't really make any sense. We have a look at the Tosfos Rosh. Velisni moide Rebbe Yeshua ba'omer shalcha hayisa. To have a rupta tevei b'bari ubari. So it's saying the same as Tosfos. The Afal Gav the Parshina La'ayl the Iri be Yadu Shahayisa Shalaviv. So we had the whole maklokas of Rashi and Tosfos in the Mishnah in the first place. Was that Rashi is saying that there was no toveo, that the guy didn't know that it was his father, and he told him it was his father. Sada zu shalavicha, the guy never claimed from him. A says to B, this was your father's. B had no idea, and he never claimed it from A. Tosfos says no, he was tovea from him. And one of his proofs was the Gemara Nami Park listening Sada zu shalcha hayisa. We should have said this. Mashmut de habalo toveo. He says that it's mashma over there that he's claiming from him, and in our case over Nyudama Amabase, he's claiming from him. And then, yeah, for sure it was yours, and I bought it from him. So Tosfos here is learning that it's a case of when he's toveo. So over there we said that it was a bari. No, it's my father's. Get off my land. It's my father's, and I was Yerush it. So what's Tosfos Rosh's teretz here? Is that there's better baris. We've got levels of bari. When your father tells you, I was getting here pamachas. I don't know. Your father told you once it was his. I don't know. Maybe he took him every day to the farm. And he said, someday, son, all this will be yours. So, the Tosfos, firstly, he's making a chiluk in the bari. We had Tosfos making a chiluk in the bari with like a bari gerua and a bari tov. But there, again, there's like a svara behind it saying that like this bari, I'm bari, but I don't know what happened. Somehow I'm bari, what happens to something I never saw. But here, I'm bari's my land, and I'm bari my father told me, like, why is it? No, it's a better bari. It's two times your bari, but here you're more bari than that bari. Bit of a dakus of the chiluk there, of what the Tosfos Rosh is saying. And the Marsha, he says, Lefi mashakos of a Tosfos la'ayl, the Ari matnisan afila betoveu, hashta nami de katani sedezu shalavicha, hayne bebari ubari. So that's Tosfos' teretz. Afilo hachi ne'eman b'migu. So what Tosfos says above this, that the Mishnah is even when he's coming to. We're also, so hashtanami, when he says sadazu, that's a bari v'bari. So both cases are bari v'bari. So Marsha is asking the question on Tosfos, why is this better than that case? He says this is better case because it's bari v'bari. With that other case, if you look at Taveo, so therefore sadazu shlevicha, it is bari v'bari. If you look hachi, even though they're all bari v'baris. Ne'eman b'migu ila d'rotza loymor de'ika le'ma'ite b'sadezu shelavicha. Because you can make a mistake. So the Marsha gives a different teretz, and he says you can make a mistake. And this is how the Tosfos is saying, it's basically saying what Rashi was doing. Rashi was making a mistake. And he said that it was a case, the Ari Belo Toveo. You can make a mistake in the Mishnah where he wasn't Toveo. The Havi Bari V'Shema. You might think that in the Mishnah. Because if you say that this was your field, then have a rupta tefet delikele, you can't make the mistake that is bari v'shema ele bari v'bari. So the Marsha is not going with this Tosfos Rosh teretz. Again, I'm thinking the Tosfos Rosh is making the differences. We don't really see so much. You have a bari, a better bari, and it's a better bari than that bari. It's a bari v'bari. Like, what's the problem here? Tosfos is saying this is a rebuta tefet because it's a bari. It's not a bari and a better bari. It's a bari v'bari. So the Marsha is saying, yeah, it's a bari v'bari there. It's a bari v'bari here. However, the bari v'bari, it's a better bari v'bari. Sorry, that over there you make a mistake. So here is a better bari because you can't make the mistake that it's a shema. For sure, when I say it was your field, for sure that's a bari v'bari. When I say it's your father's field, I can make the mistake that it's a bari and your father. Now, something that's coming up really here in the Gemara, what exactly is going on here? I say that it was your field. This was yours, and I bought it from you. And he comes back and he says, No, it's not. It's my field, get off. And you're able, Moide Rebbe Yeshua, you're able to kick him off. Why are you able to kick? Why is a Migu able to kick him off? Now there's a shaila as to whether Migu can be moitzi. Can Migu, Pashtus of Migu is it's a raya, it's a birur. So you'll have, let's say, Migu b'makam edim lo amrinin. We don't say a Migu in the b'makam edim. Why don't we say Migu b'makam edim? Because Migu gives you believability, but it doesn't give you believability where edim are saying what you're saying is not true. So, again, edim are going to beat most things. So therefore, where you have a Migu, I am believed, but not against edim. If edim are saying what I'm saying is not true, so therefore I'm not believed. So, is Migu able to be moitzi? So we have a case in Bava Basra of where this guy comes and he says, I've been on the land for 3 years. The guy says, what are you doing on my land? A says to B, what are you doing on my land? And B says, I've been on the land for 3 years and here's my star. And then they go to Beis and he says, yes, it's a fake star. Sorry, the B is holding a star, says, here's where I bought it. A says to him, that's a fake star. It's my land, get off. And he goes and he whispers to Rabbah, and he says, yes, it is a fake star. However, I have a good star and I lost it. So I thought I'd take something, I would just bring something into Beis Din, because I've lost my star. So Rabbah says, Mali l'sheker. So Mali l'sheker is the Migu, is a Migu. Iboyamor le shtar Maliyahu. If you wanted to say it was a good star. So Rabbah is saying he's got a Migu and he wins with the Migu. Amar le Rav Yosef, Amai samcha ahai shtara chasva ba'almahu. Why are you working with this star? He doesn't have a star. Once he says that that's a fake star, he has no star, therefore he has no Migu. What's his Migu? He could have said it's a good star. He doesn't have a Migu. He doesn't have a Migu that's a good star. The Tosfot asks, this is on Rav Yosef. Tema believing with the Migu the Iboyam or star Maliyahu. So this is what Rabbah just said. Rabbah just says believing with the Migu. He has a Migu, and Rav Yosef says I don't. He doesn't have a. We're getting rid of this. He doesn't have this. He just said that the star is false, so we'll leave it. So he says, yeah, we know it's a false star, but he has a Migu. Therefore, believe him when it's Migu. So what kind of teretz is this? What exactly is the machlokus between Rabbah and Rav Yosef? Again, we're in Rav Yosef. The teretz rebar Mordechai. The law amrina Migu lehotzei moment. We don't say Migu to be moitzi moment. So if you're mukzak, you're holding on to the moment. The moment is in your pocket. The moment's in your hand. We don't say Migu. The Migu's not going to be moitzi. I can't get a Migu to take the money out of your pocket. We're not moitzi. Oma shehu mukzak. So here, Tosfot now has to say, what's going on here? The guy who's holding the fake star, he's got like years of chazak. He's on the land now, and the Marakama is trying to kick him off. So he's mukzak b'karka eino klum. The fact that he's on the karka is nothing. The karka becheskas baile kaimi. So it's still in the reshus of the Marakama. Even she'ein lo star, he doesn't have a star, and therefore he doesn't have chazak. He just has devarim ba'alma, because he says that it's a good star, and I lost it. Now, this is all in Rav Yosef. So therefore, why is Rabbah saying Migu lehotzei? And if we go down, we'll see just in the next place, Vehilchus hakavase de Rabbah ba'ara. So we go like Rabbah. Here we've got the Rabbah, and Rabbah here, Amar Rabbah, there's a little aleph there, Mali l'sheker. So that's the so the halach is like Rabbah here. So we just learned that Rav Yosef is not using the Migu to be moitzi from the Marakama. That's Rav Yosef's shita, but we poskin like Rabbah, and therefore what's Rabbah's shita? Rabbah is holding that we can say Migu lehotzei from the Marakama. Now the Marakama isn't teifes on the land like the way you're holding an ice cream. When you're holding an ice cream, it's in your hand. The marakama means that everyone agreed at one point in time in the past that it was yours. You're not holding onto the land like you're holding onto ice cream or you're holding on the money in your pocket. And therefore the migu, therefore your tefisa on the metaltalin, on the mammon, is much stronger than your tefisa as a marakama. And therefore the migu is not moitzi from the mammon, but it's moitzi from the marakama. And this is a shita in many rishonim. Is that all good there? So therefore, the way that Tosfos is learning here is that Velisni moide Rebbe Yeshua b'omer lechaveru sadadu shalcha chayisa. This used to be your field, and I bought it from you because he is a migu. So the Mishnah, we should have thought that he's a migu. And Tosfos over here says that have a rubta tefei, that have a bari v'bari, and this is better because it's two baris. Now the Maram Shift, Afagav Tahashta Iri Nami Bari Vibari, even though now we're referring to Bari Vibari, and like we said, Tosfos above, Mikomakom Al Tainis Lekachtem Imenu Lo Yechol Lahachishoy Bari. So we're going back to the original case. The Maram Shift is given a completely different teretz to the Marsha. The Marsha says, and the Marsha and Tosfos Harash says, yeah, it's Bari V'Bari in the Mishnah, it's Bari V'Bari here, but we have different reasons why it's a better Bari V'Bari. Maram Shiv is saying, over there in the Mishnah, it's not a Bari V'Bari. Al Tainus Lekachtiv Mimenu. Right? So I say this was your father's, and you say for sure, and you say, yeah, Bari, it's mine, get out. But then when I say, I bought it from your father, he's not able bari. He's not able to say that it's a bari. He doesn't know if you bought it. How does he know if you bought it from his father or not? All he's saying is for sure it was my father's. It's really the first part of the taina. He says that it was your father's. A is on the land and B comes to A and says, get off my father's land. And he says, it was your father's land, but I bought it from him. So Bari is my father's land, but I don't know. It's only Shema. I say Shema, you didn't buy it from him. The guy doesn't have a star, so he can't prove it. When he says it from him in his face, and he says, I bought it from you, he can be nachish, say, I didn't buy it from you. So therefore we have a Bari v'Bari. So now the Tosfos is Bari v'Bari. He says, yeah, you didn't buy it from me. It's only Shema, he bought it from my father, but for sure you didn't buy it from me. This case is Bari v'Bari. So even though the first case is Bari v'Bari, there's two tainas. So this is a case that's further on. So we have like a real case of Bari v'Bari, and the Maram Shef, he explains it differently. Now here's the hafla again. Tosfos Kasav Maram Shef. If he must kasav a Tosfos la'al demari b'taveu tzarich lemer da hayinu she'omer Bari shehayish shalaviv. I don't know. He doesn't know if he bought it from his father or not. The Maram Shef can't say that. It's not true. Migu da ha'aza. So he's claiming on what the Maram Shef is saying. So that would be the case of Migu da ha'aza. What's a Migu da ha'aza? Migu da ha'aza is that when it was your father's, and then I bought it from the father, then the child doesn't know if he bought it from him or not. But if I bought it from you, so then you do know. Now in the first case, you have the two tainas. The first taina is it was your father's, and the child agrees to that taina. So now when I say I bought it from him, it's ha'azah to go in his face and say, oh, I bought it from him with something that you don't know about. It was never your father. It wasn't your father's. Yeah, that the Migu. What's his Migu in the Mishnah? He says it was never your father's. Believe me, I bought it from your father because I could have said it was never your father's. So since in the first case the child is bari that it was his father's, he would never have. That's a Migu Dahazah. I would never say it wasn't your father's. Believe me, it was because I'd never say it wasn't your father's because I know that the kid knows it was his father's. So you can't believe me that it was my father's because it's a Migu de Ha'azah. Now it's a machlokes as to whether you say Migu de Ha'azah, but basically, according to the Maram Shif, therefore in the Mishnah we learn a Migu de Ha'azah. Now in the case of when I say to you, I bought it from you, it was yours, I bought it from you, and you're like, no you didn't, it was mine, but you never bought it from me. So the fact that I'm saying to your face, I bought it from you, that your bari is sheker. So therefore, I'll have no problem saying it was never yours. Because even though you know that your bari, it was yours, just like you were bari that you never sold it to me, I said you sold it to me. So too, the fact that you said his bari was never yours, I'll say it was never yours. But for the case of the father, I'm happy to say I bought it from your father because you don't know if that happened or not. So in the case in the Mishnah, I'm happy to say I bought it from your father. I'm not happy to say it was never your father's. Because you know it was at one point your father. So therefore it's a Migu to Ha'azah in the Mishnah. But in the case here in the Gemara, the fact I'm saying that I bought it from you and you say, oh no you didn't, so therefore my Migu of it was never yours, and you say, oh yes it was, I'm just as likely to say that. I'm saying in your face things that you know aren't to be true. But in the Mishnah I say it wasn't your father, so he doesn't know. So therefore, what the Hafla is saying is that the Mishnah would be a Migu de Ha'azah, and therefore, Ataka, we should learn the Mishnah is better. The Mishnah is better than the case in the Gemara, because it's a Migu de Ha'azah, and therefore we should learn the Chiddush that we say Migu de Ha'azah. Vefilu in Nema Kedasa Poiskim the Amrina Migu de Ha'azah. We say the Migu de Ha'azah. Im Kain my Maksha Velisni Sadezu Shalcha. Why are we saying we should have said it was yours? Dilma Hakufa Kamashmalan. So what's the machlokes in the Poiskim as to whether you say Migu de Ha'azah? Meaning, if you say a Migu, but your Migu taina is me'ez in the guy's face, it's a chutzpah, you never say that. So some poskim say you say it, some say you don't. So if you don't say it, then you can't say that's what the Mishnah is talking about. And if you say you do say it, so therefore taka, that's how we should learn the Mishnah. Dilma hakufa kamash malan ta amrina Migu ta ha'azah. Now how's the Maram Shef going to answer that? And then here Perish Toises to had gufa kashale la shas. Dilma naked ba'aviv deikele le ma'ete shetoin shema velo toive klal she'enu yodua she'hayi shalaviv velo haye Migu da ha'azah. Yoiter havi le mitne belekachti mimecha lashmina defilu bari mahani Migu. So the Hafla saying now again, you have to understand that he's believed with the Migu means to kick out the Marakama. He's believed with the Migu to kick out the Marakama because the Marakama is not Typhus, even though we don't use the Migu to kick out when you're Typhus in Mammon, or Typhus or you're Typhus in Metaltalin. We say the Migu. We say Migu even against the Bari that the Migu is moitzi from the Marakama. This says Typhus. And that since we have the choice to teach a Migu de Ha'azah in the Mishnah, and we have the choice of teaching Migu is moitzi from the Marakama from a bari, we prefer to teach that the Migu is moitzi from a bari with the Marakama rather than teach the Chiddush of Migu Ha'aza, and that's what the question of the Gemara is. Velisni, I bought it from you. So Yod Ches Amad Aleph, kind of like another sugya, just to quickly give you the head up.
Like 8 lines down from the top. Listening,
Velisni moide Rabbi Yehuda, but Omer lechavero. So 100. Your father, I owed your father 100, and I paid him back 50. That he's believed. So here, he's believed, and he doesn't have to make a shavua. So I owed your father 50. I owed your father 100. I paid him 50, and he's potted from a shavua. Now, this is the classic case of the Raisa of Moed B'Mixus, and the Gemara gets into a whole thing of Moed B'Mixus, and Rabba Mipnei Ma'amru Torah Moed B'Mixus a tiny Yishava. So let's get into Moed B'Mixus. So what are we saying here? Why is he potted from a shavua? Velisni, we should just say that. Yeah. So this is the case. Someone says to his friend, I owed your father 100 and I paid him back 50, that he's believed without a shavua. He doesn't have to take a shavua on the other 50. Why does he have to take a shavua on the other 50? Moed B'Mixus, D'Oraisa, Chayev. Why does he have to take it? So the Posh B'Shat is that a Migu is potter you from a shavua. A Migu is potter from the shavua. Now Rashi holds that a Migu is not potter from a shavua. I can just show you quickly in the Tosfot, a couple of places. He says here, the Meishav Aveda potter midaraisa mitam Migu. So why is Meishav Aveda potter from a shavua? He's potted from a shavua because of a Migu. Go to this Tosfot Mipnei Ma. The Amai lo mehemnen below shavua b'Migu. What he should be believed without a shavua because he has a Migu to eat boy koifer rakol. So Tosfos learns that you're potter yourself from a Migu, or potter yourself from a shavua d'oraisa with a Migu. And Rashi holds that you're not potter from a shavua with a Migu. So the way that Tosfos is just he'll learn it. That the guy says to him, "You owe me 100. You owe me 100 because you owed my father 100." Because Tosfos is also when you're tovei him, and he says, "Yes, your father did. I did owe you 100, father, but I paid back 50 already, and I'm potter from a shavua because I'm believed to say I never owed him anything." That's how Tosfos is learning the Gemara. Now Rashi will learn that he was never tovei him. No one's asking him. So since no one's asking him, so therefore, since no one's asking him, so therefore there's no chiv shavua, because the chiv shavua is where I'm tovei from you. Never so because Rashi holds that there's no that the Migu is not potted from shavua d'oraisa. So it's a machlokes in the Rishonim, and that goes through that sugya. So that also happens. That's why. See, I don't know if you learned this in Bava Basra, but the Bava Metzia, that the koifer rakol, that the Moed B'Mixus, Tosfos learns the reason that Tosfos and Rashi learn the reasons of what Rabba's talking about here. Because Rabbi says some funny things. He says, "Why did the Torah say mixed tana yishava kaziva chazaka that a man is in meis?" So it's he's a good guy, and he wants to koifer everything. No, he doesn't. You just said he's a good guy, and he didn't do it. So Rava says some funky stuff, and the way that Rashi and Tosfos learn it is completely different because they argue on this point as to whether the Migu is potted from a shavua d'oraisa. So why did the Torah say Ishave should be potted for you? So you have a you have a Migu b'hai b'chuli, and he shouldn't make a shavua, says Tosfot, because he's a Migu of koi for a kol. Since he's a shavua of koi for a kol, so therefore he should make a. And then that's what Rav is coming to answer. But Rashi learns it differently because he doesn't hold that was a question in the first place. Yeah, so to go back to Rashi's holding in the Mishnah that it's Bari V'Shema, and therefore he should be Bari V'Bari now. So Rashi should have answered like Tosfos. It's Bari V'Bari take in the Gemara. So basically the pshat in Rashi is that also in the Gemara he's holding that it's Bari V'Shema. So why is it a Shema? So here the hafla back in on Tesvav in the case of the Mishnah. Moshe the Gemara Nami Parach. Near as far later Rashi. Even if you said it was yours, Nami Havi Masham Belot, it was even that in the case of where he didn't claim it from him. So Rashi's saying it's Shem of a Bari. That's why he doesn't answer like Tosis. It's not Bosham Bari, it's always Bari B'Shem. It's never a case of he never claimed it from him, because Rashi always has to go for the case of Migu de Shosik. De'i B'tavo lo havi le meimor ele lekachta mimecha. Ele mashma shehu moide lo sadazu shalcha hayisa. He's moide that it was his, and he's able to be. And he said to him, "This sada zicha lo acher." So this field was somebody was zoicha this field to you. Shelo befanav. So I call you up and I say, "Oh yeah, I was walking down the street and some guy picked up $10 and but it was zoicha for you," and so you had no idea that this was true. Or merushus aviv shelo yadzabo. Or it was a Yerusha of your father that you didn't know about it. And then you can have that he didn't know that he bought it because of let's say he sold $100 worth of land, and he didn't know which land he sold.
That was property sold. Yeah.
So he had cases like that. So Rashi is learning it's a Bari V'Shema, and that's why he didn't learn over there like Tosfos.